I have been an ardent advocate of the youth, and I have insisted that the only way we will change the future of Kenya is to inspire and invest in a new generation that will modernize this country. The most common argument I get to sort of counter or moderate my position is that the youth themselves are not up to this task. I'm told that they are shallow, disinterested, lazy, hedonistic, and up to no good. First, I doubt this is entirely true, but even more significant is the fact that the youth are not the future of this country because they are good. They are the future of the country, full stop. Good or bad, able or unable, interested or disinterested, ready or not, the youth are the future. It is not goodness or ability that makes them the future. It's youth that makes them the future. I often tell the naysayers that the possibilities here are immense and the responsibility of society towards the youth equally daunting but achievable. I have reason to hope, and I will tell you why. Welcome. This is MattersArising. The type of future Kenya has is written in its youth. Helen Keller said, "It is not possible for civilization to flow backward while there is youth in the world. Youth may be headstrong, but it will advance its allotted length." If you want to read the future, read the youth of today. What you see is what you get in the future. You cannot deny their futureness because you do not like what you see. Those people who say that the youth are no good and we shouldn't pin our hopes on them are tragically and singularly mistaken. We will not make our future and our fortune by denying the goodness of our youth. We will make the future and our fortune by building goodness into our youth. This is because we are 100% guaranteed that what we build in them today is what we will get as returns in the future. There is no surer investment. The naysayers say that our youth are too unrealistic, too impetuous, and often too naive to be a sure bet. This, I suspect, is not entirely correct. Yes, they are unrealistic and naive, but this is not necessarily a handicap. When you are young, being unrealistic and naive is good. It is a state filled with possibilities, and come to think of it, older people have more knowledge and more resources to attempt great things and possibly achieve them, but they hardly do. Innovations and great leaps in society are achieved almost exclusively by young people. We should then ask, how so? While having so little to work with compared to the older generation who have more resources and more information and more networks. This is where naivety comes in as an asset, and it is Pearl Buck who said, "The young people do not know enough to be prudent, and therefore they attempt the impossible and achieve it generation after generation." They do not know enough to be careful, so they attempt the dangerous and achieve it. They do not know enough to be fearful, so they attempt the scaring and conquer it. They do not know enough to be skeptical, so they attempt the impossible and surmount it. And they do not have enough to be afraid of losing, so they risk it all and make great fortunes. The youth do not know enough suffering to fear pain, so they attempt the painful and make great discoveries. The youth do not know enough defeat to fear failure, so they make a spirited attempt and win greatly. They have not invested in the status quo enough to fear change, so they disrupt the present and create a new future. Before saying that our youth are no good, we must first ask ourselves, why are our young people not attempting these great feats of achievement? I see young people all over the world attempting great feats and succeeding in unimaginable ways, in sports, in business, in technology, in politics, name it. Unfortunately, youth functions best in extremes. It draws its inspiration from greatness. It doesn't matter the nature of the greatness, but it must be great enough to cause the youth to start, to act, to get involved. It must be either great adversity or great fortune, great role models or deplorable role models, great teaching or no teaching at all, a moment of great human inspiration or moments of great human degeneration, a moment of great deprivation in society, or a moment of great providence. Unfortunately, these conditions do not exist in Kenya currently. We have become, or we are, a society of average, mediocre at best. Nothing is happening with great impact or force so as to inspire our youth to be great. So if our youth are no good, it is because we are bringing them up in a no good, average, mediocre society, devoid of inspiration and the ingredients that would cause our youth to rise to greatness. Great opportunities inspire great entrepreneurs. Great oppression inspires great freedom fighters. Great scientific exploration inspires great innovators. Great leadership inspires great thinkers, and great minds inspire great actions. With the youth, you get out what you put in, and greatness inspires greatness. We cannot expect the youth to be great in a society that has embraced mediocrity and then turn around and blame them for not being great. Again, society is not changed by the mass of energetic and impressionable young people that are part of its ranks at any given time. At best, most of us will be followers, consumers, trend followers rather than trendsetters. To be truly great, a society must, once in a while, throw up a tiny minority of highly motivated and inspired youth whose impact changes the whole society. Social science has put this group at less than 2% of the entire population. So for the naysayers, they should be safe to know that the whole youthful population does not have to be great for the future to be great. We only need to inspire a very small percentage that will set the pace for all the others and change society for good. The question for us should therefore be, where are the 2%? Surely, we should be able to create the conditions where this 2% will rise and take their place in history. Engineering the future is not that hard. We know that we can do it using the youth, and even with those, we know we need less than 2% in order to do it. This can be done. The youth are not the future because they are good. They are the future, full stop. We can be guaranteed that what they are is what the society will be in future. By working with the youth, we are called in that noble duty of engineering our own future. If we do not like what we see, we can change it. Only we can provide the conditions that are needed for our youth to be great. To do so, we must work with the capacity for naivety and optimism to inspire at least 2% of the youthful population to be great. It is a recognition of their futureness that must inspire us to build in them goodness and greatness. Their futureness is assured, good or bad, able or unable, interested or disinterested, ready or not. The youth are the future. They are not the future because they are good. They are the future, full stop. For Matters Arising, I am Professor Inaida.